He completely despises Bibi Netanyahu. And so this guy, though we obviously would disagree on many other political topics, right? He's not pro-welfare, he's not pro-increasing spending on things like education, at least not to the extent that we would want. Conservative libertarian. So, but as far as Republicans go, as far as conservatives go, he's one of the most reasonable. Clearly, obviously, based on his positions, right? He's definitely one of the most American first. But anyway, so that's the story. He loses in this recent Republican primary.
Good afternoon, guys. My name is Cam. I'm the CEO of Domino's. I'm going to be trying to do things.
Right, running for.
Just had a completely disastrous cabinet.
To be elected again as a congressman to this new guy, Ed Gallarine, actually, that's this guy's name. Old fucking geezer, right? Yeah, that's exactly what we need. In positions of power. Yeah, let's get out the fucking mature engineer and install a boomer that is ex-military. That's definitely not going to work against American interests. I mean, just take a look at all the fucking boomers in power and how they're operating, at least when they're Republican, right? It's terrible. So let's check out Tim Dillon's hilarious rant where he completely, exposes the fact that we are a nation that is owned by billionaires, and things are just going in a terrible direction.
R.I.P. to Thomas Massey, man who never came on this show. We invited him many times to come on the show. I am not saying that's the reason he lost, obviously. I think it's more than Miriam Adelson spending $32 million. However, would it have hurt to come on the show? Because Ro Khanna, that guy, kept trying to get on the show.
Now, Miriam Adelson, she is one of the largest pro-Israel donators, right? She has donated millions upon millions of dollars to getting Donald Trump elected and supporting people who are Israel and pro-AIPAC. And so she has been connected to the large sums of money that came in to support this Ed Gallarine guy.
And I go, you got to bring in Massey. And then Massey's team would constantly say no. So I feel bad for Massey. I agree with his stance on the Epstein files, release them.
Right.
And
that's another thing he wants the Epstein files to go out.
And war and funding of Israel, and those are the reasons that he's no longer in Congress.
Right. Exactly.
I don't know how you run a country where people can just dump $32 million into a race. I think what it's showing you is that if you spend enough money, you can just create any reality you want.
Fact.
No one knows who the hell the other guy is. He was just handpicked, came out of nowhere, who's a veteran.
Right.
Was like, we got to get kids back into the military. We got to get them to Iran now. Now, you would think that's probably not a super popular idea. Let's bring back the draft. Let's get your son out of the house and into Iran.
Right.
You would think that as ideas go, that's probably a relatively hard sell. However, if you spend enough money in American politics, you can create any reality you want.
Exactly. Yeah.
This guy who's like, release the Epstein files, hold people accountable, prosecute pedophiles, get out of foreign wars. That guy loses to a guy who's like, let's cover up the Epstein files.
Yep.
Let's not prosecute pedophiles. Let's go to war with your kids.
Don't you see that what you want doesn't fucking matter? Okay? It doesn't matter if you're white, doesn't matter if you're Republican, it doesn't matter if you're... Listen, what you want doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is what the billionaires get, right? You understand this? The people who have the money, they get to decide everything. Literally, all of the positions that this Ed Galrain guy has are the opposite of the things that most Republicans, most conservatives say they want, right? And look at that. Look who gets elected. This person, Ed Galrain, received a fuck ton of money from pro-Israel donors and all of that, and that's why he got elected, and that's why Trump wants him in power, because he will help to clean up the Epstein files. He will support the war in Iran. He will support bills that save billions of money for American people, right? We understand that, but still, the American people had to show up to the polls and vote. This the people say they don't want you. The people say they don't want, war spending on bullshit that doesn't directly help Americans. They get up, get dressed, go to the polls, and then for this guy. Isn't that?
I'm attending the world's first AI university, which offers connectivity. You can apply for a scholarship without having to pay anything, and you even get a laptop for your studies. You can study from anywhere, anytime, and you even have your own personalized AI tutor. You can click here and apply.
Hey, if you know you might get a big flat or in a car accident or take 1 year, even if you want to drive, just click the link around this video to see how much you can get. Just answer 5 simple questions, and it only takes 30 seconds. If you got hurt by a driver last year, you might be owed money without even you could get a check just like that. Maybe even more. If the link now to find out tens of thousands of people have received a 5-figure or even a 6-figure check without support, paying big legal fees, dealing with insurance companies, reading attorneys, even if you are debts. Right there, you motorcycles. You can get the justice you deserve. Look at Mia, for example. She had no idea her case was worth anything. But after she came to car accident counsel, she got over $160,000 from an accident that happened a little less than a year ago. No matter what you thought before, you can get the bureau and can be shocked to see how much more can be than you expect. We can pay back. So we can help you get a good cash settlement, miss work, hospital bills, and property damage. Here's what happens. I'll announce 5 simple questions. In a few minutes, a top injury specialist will tell you if your accident qualifies for major compensation. After that, you just tell them about your case with for a check. You can get in as little as 30 days. Your specialist will do everything to help you because they don't get paid unless you win. To see if your accident qualifies for a major cash settlement, click the link below and answer 5 simple questions. Some people feel bad about holding someone accountable and don't want to cause trouble and look like they're scamming the system. Don't let that be you. You deserve compensation. It's your right. Click the link below, answer a few questions about your case, and if you qualify, a top accident specialist will contact you with a plan within minutes for free. Just imagine having an extra $10,000 or even $100,000 right now. Won't it feel good to pay off your bills, get a new car, and have a ton of extra cash to take a vacation or treat yourself by using the car accident counsel app? If the accident wasn't your fault, you shouldn't have. So if you're still wondering if this will work for you, and you haven't gotten a settlement, this is for you. The accident can't be your fault. And it must have now.
Pick up from the toilet and place up in the air.
You have to lose. If you lose, and seek for her case.
Alright, after this game, I'm gonna feed them and then give them the hours before.
That's the real review.
You would think just platform to platform. That's a tough sell. Like, that's a hard sell. If you dump enough money into anything in America, you can create. We see it in entertainment. There's some genuinely talented people in American entertainment, some of the most talented people in the world. I'm going to say the most talented people in the world have come out of America. And if you count that, go watch Europe. Go watch Europe. You know, the healthcare system is poison.
What?
You know, 14-year-olds killing their parents.
I'm busy right now.
Country get famous for killing their children. Oh, there's shows about it. There's a lot of things that we're not doing particularly well. But our entertainers are the best in the world. Now, that doesn't mean that they are. A lot of them have been pushed by a machine that will not allow you to not like them. You're simply not allowed. The level of ferocity that the marketing, the level of marketing behind some of our public figures. You're not allowed to not like them. You're not allowed to even be agnostic. You must love them or hate them. They are pushed down your throat to a degree that you must either join the cult that they, or you must reject it and then like put lamb's blood on your door and guard on the window so that these people are not invading every minute of the day. Because in America, we have that power. We have this machine that can get behind anybody and push them to a point where you go,
The point is morality does not matter. The point is no one who actually has a significant amount of power, nobody makes the decisions on the basis of what is good for the public, what is good for America.
Make the burger sizes.
That's the good
I don't even know if I like this, but fine, okay. And what Miri Mabelson and Bolsing and others very pro-Israel,
insane that we have the American president anointing this woman in honor of some kind of medal, all because she just came out of cultural America. She ain't solved cancer, she's not an American hero, she didn't serve in the military, but she gets a insane.
And Bolsing and others and a lot of these people
and really that is the metaphor for the country we live in. We worship wealth. If you have a lot of money, play with anything, and people, you can always find a large amount of people who are willing to worship you and follow you and whatever you say and believe whatever you say, simply because you have access.
Israel, pro-Iran war, pro-keeping the Epstein files under lock and key. They spent an amount of money that has never been spent before in a congressional race in America. They spent enough money to take a guy who no one really knew, who ran on a platform that was the opposite of what Trump ran on a year ago.
Yeah.
Insane. And yet many Republican voters who voted for Trump on the platform of staying out of war and transparency elected this guy, Ed Galloway, on a platform of like more war, less transparent.
Tracking your delivery to the guided setup. With Google Fiber, you're in control. Get award-winning internet with Google.
Right. But that's because it's a cult. That's why it is a cult.
It was an Ed Galloway campaign ad. I don't even know. I'm sure that they exist, obviously, because that's what the fucking thing went. I've been to Kentucky a few times. I performed there. The people are great. I wanted to make that American Pharaoh horse, which won the Triple Crown. They would not let me. It was justified. I think it was American Pharaoh. I think they were afraid it was going to jerk it off or something. I just wanted to take a photo with it. But all those horses were owned by Saudis. And they won't let you near them. And those Saudis spent lots of money on those horses, and they're in stables. And I was trying to...
Oh my God, what aspect of this country and its culture is not for sale? The Kentucky Derby is like one of the most American things, right? It's like fucking NASCAR and the Super Bowl and the NBA. It's like super American coded. And I don't know if this is true. I don't know much about the Kentucky Derby, but is this true? Are you telling me a bunch of fucking Saudis own the horses? That's insane.
And an audience with this horse to take a photo, but because it was owned by some sheikh, I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with anything. I'm just saying that was my experience in Kentucky. That's not why Ed Gallery defeated Thomas Massey. Again, that's more than $32 million. I guess is this an ad here with Trump in it? I don't know how this guy sold it. He was a retired Navy SEAL, so people like that. He's like, I'm a Navy SEAL. Okay, so here's an Ed Gallery campaign ad, and this is where the money went. This and other things. And let's take a look at what sold the people.
Yeah, I hit it harder than that.
No one in the back. Yeah.
There's a great page here.
Let me see. Wait, that speech. Can I talk?
This guy is unbelievable.
Like this. Look, watch this.
Trump literally said central casting. The term central casting means that they've just like, if I look at somebody who looks like a meth
Right.
on the street and I go like central casting, that means like that person's so confined to this very general sense of a meth head that I could put them into a film as a meth head and everyone would automatically believe that they were a meth head.
Right.
When Trump said about Ed Gallery, central casting, what it means is like we found this guy. It was a war hero. He was a Navy SEAL. He's tall. He's a good-looking, he's an older guy, but he's like he presents well.
Right.
He's central casting. We're putting him in to fool him.
Look, I'm about to show you. Look.
He's saying he just looks the part. That's it. That is the basis. He looks the part, and he's willing to do what we need him to do.
Wait.
But he looks the part enough to convince you that he's going to operate on your behalf. He was in the military. He's an ex-Navy SEAL. Look at that American, all-American smile.
You want to hit that yellow one? And like this.
He still has
Look, let go.
So
Let me show you.
he's going to
See the yellow one?
in your interest.
Look. If you pull it like this, look. Stop. It's going to the yellow one. See? It goes whichever way the line goes.
Incredibly.
See, it's going to come over here. You got to shoot it to the white line.
I'm sure he was a war hero, whatever. I don't know. I'm sure he was.
I'm trying to teach his figure out how to shoot.
They're saying we got a real problem with this guy, Thomas Massey.
He's shooting it backwards.
Physically diminutive, he's a shorter guy, he's a nerdy-looking guy, whatever. Also, I was talking with one of my friends about this who actually is in the military. And I was like, even just a label.
He's shooting it backwards. See, it's going to come over this way.
Why exactly are they... Like, I need to...
It goes whichever way the line is. He's going to come that way.
Participated in... How does that make you an American hero? Right? Shouldn't that be contingent on what you actually did on the battlefield?
You gotta aim. You gotta aim the line at it. Like, see this? This one, like that.
You know what I'm saying? Probably not that justifiable because, people sign up.
Yeah, aim the line at
They
it.
don't
Good job.
in the room
Watch them now.
where the politicians are actually telling the truth about why it is that we're going to a certain place. And
My son, a pool shark.
they're there to protect their brothers.
That nigga got the instinct angle.
I'm not going to say they're hard American warriors, but it's like a
Throwing that.
lot of these guys, they're just trained mercenaries that are going over.
Get out my sink.
That really we're trying to focus.
Turn the water off.
Fuck with us and are just like slaughtered. And then they come back and that makes them a hero. I'm just saying, so that's very interesting.
Got a great family, whatever. I'm not shitting on Thomas Massey, but like they found this whole ex-Navy SEAL, again, central casting, and they go, no. This guy's the real patriot. Ed Gallery, he shook my hand. When he shook my hand, He almost broke my hand. And that's how dumb the people in our country are. That's how absolutely stupid.
Right.
Their brains have rotted in their heads, and they've leaked out of their ears onto their pillow at night.
You'll need a top-notch team to win this one.
Spend it in a state she doesn't even live,
Right.
to affect the race of a congressman she doesn't like. If that's the game, then that's the game she's gonna play, and other people are gonna play.
Yeah.
So you've got to change that.
Gotta get big money out of politics. If we don't do it, we'll be forever by the billionaire class.
You got to change it on one level or on many levels.
And it's a game we can't participate in. It's a game we can't play. Okay, your couple $100, even couple $1,000 contribution to the campaign of a politician you actually endorse will never compete with the millions of dollars that these people are able to accumulate and contribute. You just can't play the game.
Either end dual citizenship. You can end private money in politics, which I think is a great idea.
Right.
Super PACs and billions of dollars, raising all this money and letting donors completely control the entire system. But you got to get on board. You got to get on board for that. Otherwise, this will happen again and again and again, and it'll just get stupider. Central casting. You shook my hand. You'll just start picking different archetypes of people that are supposed to appeal to you on some guttural lizard brain level. It'll never be more than a few words. She's a mom who's had enough. And it'll be some mom they trot out, and they'll be like, she's a mom and she's had enough. You won't even know enough of what. They won't even specify what she's had enough of. They won't even do that. She's a mom, she's had enough. And she'll hold her arms like this, and they'll be like, she's pissed. And it'll be some woman that some super PAC, like either a tech demons or Adelson, somebody, they will dump tens of millions of dollars into making the quote mom who's had enough your next congressman, and there'll be nothing you can do about it, because much like everything in our country, you will be inundated with ads. You will be inundated with it is a style. Everything in America right now, people get mad when I say this, I don't care. Everything is some type of style. And that doesn't mean that
Again, psyop is short for psychological operation. There are people, this is correct, everything is a psyop. There are people who are constantly scheming, constantly trying to figure out ways of how to control the behavior. And they are implementing things at a subconscious level, right, where it's not super obvious. They're constantly trying to control you with media, with fucking politicians, like it's all
lose full contact with reality. But what I mean by that, okay, is that, and they're not even good. The psyops are not even good. They're not good. They're effective because you're aiming for the lowest common denominator. And what I mean by a psyop is they're literally coming out and injecting people.
Wait, I'm playing the game.
And you have to go along with it. And the way they get you to do that is by shoving it down your throat. There's nowhere for you to go. You cannot escape. The only escape from this is death. You can't get away from it. Morgan, here in Kentucky, do whatever the fuck they do, a lot of Morgan, Navy SEAL, entry, Navy SEAL, Morgan, to a point, and vote for this guy, who's quite literally kill their children. He wants their children dead, but because every day, Morgan, Floyd, Adrian, look, you get to a point you go, I don't even know what's up and what's down, what's real and what's fake. Yeah. This is what I mean about a side. This is not a campaign. These are not campaigns. Not campaigns about ideas where people are debating ideas. This is a psychological operation aimed at the lowest common denominator, lizard brain, instinct that you have. It is a strange, guttural, it's like a
Skip this video unless you were actually in a car accident. Seriously, if you haven't been in a car accident in the last couple of years, this probably won't apply. But if someone else caused an accident you were involved in, even if you were just a passenger or in rideshare, there's something most people don't realize is true. And it only takes answering 4 quick questions to find out. When my accident happened, it honestly didn't seem that serious. I was stopped at a red light when another driver was stopped in the car. We exchanged information, I spoke with insurance, and eventually they came back with me. At the time, I assumed that was just a normal conversation. I thought the insurance company had already explained everything. But a friend asked me something I had never thought about before. Did you ever check what your accident might actually qualify for? I had no idea what it meant. That's when he showed me a site called StrikeTeam. The process is surprisingly simple. You click the link below, answer 4 short questions about your accident, and the system checks whether your situation may qualify to be reviewed by specialists who handle these cases. The whole thing takes less than a minute. The questions were actually very simple. The first question was when the accident happened. The second asked whether I was the driver or a passenger. The third asked whether anyone was injured or needed medical care. And the fourth was simply which date the accident happened. That was it. 4 quick questions. At first, I didn't expect anything to come from it, but the results surprised me because the offer I had almost accepted didn't reflect what similar accidents would be. And I'm not the only person who discovered this. A coworker of mine had been a passenger during a rideshare. Another friend thought his accident was too minor to matter. Someone else assumed it had been too long since their accident. Each of them decided to check the same thing. Click the link, answer 4 questions, see if their accident might qualify. And each of them learned something they didn't expect. The reality is that insurance companies handle thousands of claims every day, and their goal is to resolve them efficiently. But many people never take the extra step to see whether their accident might qualify to be reviewed further. Free case eval doesn't provide legal advice. It simply helps determine whether your accident may qualify to be reviewed by specialists who handle these situations. If it does qualify, those specialists guide you through the whole. There are no upfront fees. They only get paid if you win. So if someone else caused the accident you were involved in,
it's like that is not even strange. They're just exploiting our tendency to identify with groups. And what they're doing is they take a look at the various identity markers that resonate powerfully within a group. They find a guy or a girl who checks off a lot of those boxes, and because they have so many of these group identity markers, you trust them. Right now, of course, this only works for some people that are educated on the things they're voting for. Right? The various policies that people are running on and how this can ultimately affect life in America. The people who don't understand these things at all, like the people who can't comprehend, who just can't connect the dots between reducing spending for education and then having a population of young people growing up that can't compete in the workforce and make good money, so they can't pay taxes into the system that then gets to fund things like Social Security and actually like fund the upliftment of the nation, right? Reduces the amount of people turn to crime and criminality and the prison system and make the country more dangerous. They can't connect the dots between taking money out of public schooling and all of those, things, right? And so what do? They rely on group identity markers. So they see white man, all they can see hatred, strong handshake.
Sit down, Dad.
Little bit.
Then you go, what does he want to do? He wants to kill your children. He wants your children in the Middle East getting killed.
Right.
That's what it is. So we're dealing with such a level, and but it's not. This is what bothers me. It's not good if you have a modicum of brutality. It's not good. It doesn't even inspire. You can look at things.
This is why he's saying the psyop is bad. It's not that it's bad. It's a reflection of how uninformed and uneducated so much of a certain demographic of the American population. It doesn't need to be that. Do you understand?
Okay, so
Making the psyop more complex. There are enough stupid people to fall for the basic, simple, like dumb side. So why work harder than
Government has pulled off with like whack. They dotted all their I's and they crossed all their T's. Now they have such little respect for you. They have almost no respect for you, being treated like an adolescent who is asking too many questions and is, bothering. Right now the American public is bothering the government. And the government is dealing with that by making up stories and spending and having their emissaries go out there and say, this is reality. You understand that? As long as you live in my house, you gotta live on that. And my house and Galileo is a patriot and he wants the best for you and your children who are going to die in this, going to die in Afghanistan.
So there you have it, guys. An amazing rant by everything that we decided on this see. And
I'm about to get off today. I'm almost done.
Nasty. Not a fan of the guy in jail. You guys have poor guy who has been send fucking billions of dollars to Israel so they can continue to kill and slaughter innocent Christians. And try to take over sovereign nations like all those things. So yeah, guys, let me know what you think about this. Until next
Car accident, I almost forgot about it. I'm honestly shaking how bad it was. I never imagined something this big could come from an accident that felt so small. If you've been in any kind of vehicle accident in the past few years, even if you think it was minor, just a passenger, you might be entitled